Darwin said that the biggest reason that a species survives is because they're able to take change and adapt to it. Arthroscopic surgery is a change in thinking. It's a philosophy of surgery. It's not just a mechanical technique. So what we're trying to do is teach this philosophy to countries that don't have it.
The Global Arthroscopy Foundation has one mission: to train surgeons from developing countries in the art and science of arthroscopic surgery.
We're trying to spread to other parts of the world one of the tremendous advances in orthopedic surgery that's ever happened in the history of the world. This has changed the way a large part of orthopedic surgery is done within the United States and other developed countries.
Using these techniques, orthopedic surgeons are able to perform surgery on joints with far less risk of infection, little or no hospitalization, less need for physical therapy, and shorter periods of reduced productivity. Unfortunately, that's not necessarily the case elsewhere.
The problem is that there are really millions of people in the world who don't have the benefit of this kind of procedures because there are no instruments, there's no money, nobody knows how to do it. And our purpose is to train people in how to do this kind of surgery in their country and help them get instruments to be able to do it.
Dr. Howard Sweeney conceived of the Global Arthroscopy Foundation, or GAF, to share his expertise in arthroscopic repair of joints with those who could most benefit from this knowledge.
Howard had an idea that when he retired, he was going to keep on giving and contributing.
He wants others to learn these skills, others who, because of one reason or another, be it geography, be it economics, be it an educational situation, these people may not have the opportunity in their own areas to obtain these skills and to be able to pass on.
Dr. Sweeney began his career in orthopedics in 1957. When he first learned of arthroscopy in the early 1970s, he knew it was the wave of the future.
I think he saw the potential for this. I think he saw more than other people early on what arthroscopy could do.
He was not the first, nor was he the last, but he certainly was in the vanguard of developing this.
Though no longer in practice, Dr. Sweeney is still considered one of the preeminent arthroscopic surgeons in the world. And through the GAF, he's sharing that vast expertise, just as he's done for more than 50 years.
My entire medical career has always been involved with teaching, from residence, starting in '57 all the way up to today.
The GAF brings surgeons from other countries to the Chicago area for an intense 2-week training period. Once completed, they return home and share what they've learned.
I just want them to go back to their own country and train their own people so that this thing spreads like dropping a pebble in the water.
Founded in 2001, the Global Arthroscopy Foundation has already trained more than a dozen surgeons from countries across the globe, Ghana to the Czech Republic, Turkey to Vietnam.
What we hope he comes home with and has learned from Dr. Sweeney, that you go and you teach. Your job is to go home and spread the message and spread the technique so that other doctors learn, so that you can take care of more patients and take better care of them.
If you're in a country where they've never done a shoulder, for instance, you can go home and teach 3 or 4 other people to do that. That's just tremendous.
To date, 17 visiting surgeons have received training from Dr. Sweeney and gone home to train others.
Since I returned to Taiwan, I got a new job. Now I work in a university hospital. So we have a medical college. So we need to teach the medical students, and we also train our residents. Yeah. So I used the thing Dr. Sweeney taught me to make a speech and to teach other surgeons.
During training, the visiting surgeons undertake coursework, fine-tune their motor skills on a state-of-the-art computer simulator, and observe actual arthroscopic surgery at a number of local hospitals. But perhaps the most essential training occurs in the lab at the Orthopedic Learning Center.
Well, arthroscopy is a very hands-on. It's a motor skill that you have to develop.
You cannot learn a motor skill unless you do it yourself. You have to do it yourself.
Each foreign student concludes the training period performing actual surgical procedures on cadaver, knee, and shoulder specimens at the lab.
Every person who goes through that lab has to do every operation themselves. They have to show you that they can do it. I think what you're always trying to do is to eliminate things that can give you trouble.
Throughout the procedures, Dr. Sweeney is on hand to advise, ask questions, and keep the surgeon on track.
It's very easy for the teacher to take over and do the surgery. That's not why the teacher's there. I don't do that. I try to have the participant do everything. And be very careful when you move these things, move slowly and purposely.
Dr. Hamza Ozer from Turkey appreciates this unique opportunity.
One-on-one training is just wonderful. You know, you have only models for this type of training in my country. It's not available, the cadavers training. It's a great experience for me.
It's just like a puzzle.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
But you know that that piece right there has to get hooked to this piece up here.
Yeah. This side should be repaired to this side.
Yep.
After training, the visiting surgeons go home with a great deal of knowledge and experience to share with their colleagues.
They are looking forward to get some knowledge about what I had done here. It will be interesting for them, and it will be interesting for them to hear that such kind of laboratory gives great experience for surgeons.
The surgeons train others in their home countries, thus exponentially expanding the number of patients who can benefit from these procedures. However, that cannot happen without proper equipment. That's why the GAF works to not only train the physicians in arthroscopic technique, but also strives to obtain the instruments necessary to perform the procedures.
Instruments are just paramount. You cannot do this kind of surgery without the appropriate systems for backing it up.
So far, the GAF has received instruments courtesy of generous physicians, hospitals, and device companies throughout the U.S.
There's lots of equipment in this country that's sitting in closets that can be donated and passed along, pay it forward, as they say.
Here we go.
The Global Arthroscopy Foundation continues its one-on-one training at facilities in the United States. And Dr. Sweeney plans to get more surgeons involved, both as students and as trainers, in this country and around the world.
It's a matter of desire. You have to pick out people who are capable of doing things, who will keep it going. You have to have a certain drive. I'm not interested in training thousands. What I'm interested in is quality. I want a guy to go back who can really do this stuff and get better and better at it.
And I think what he's shown is the value of this. I think he's shown that this kind of an effort can bring modern techniques and, again, better patient care, better outcomes to many parts of the world.
Getting to know Dr. Sweeney and coming to the States to learn arthroscopic surgery through his foundation has been a highlight in my life.
When you put pins on a map of where we've been so far in the world, it's beginning to look somewhat impressive. We've been all over the world so far, and we'll keep doing it all over the world.